It's the movie that defines Christmas for millions. The slapstick traps, the scream "Key Vin," the iconic Carol of the Bells score. But behind the festive chaos of Home Alone lies a cast whose real-life stories are far more complex and often far more tragic than anything Kevin McCallister could have imagined. The child star who became a global phenomenon then vanished from screens for decades. The two bumbling burglars, one an Oscar-winning powerhouse, the other a character actor who walked away from fame, the mom who became a comedy legend only after turning 60, the dad who died alone in a hotel room, the old man next door whose final years were marked by profound loneliness. This isn't just a look at a comedy classic. It's a deep dive into the price of sudden fame, the quiet tragedies, and the surprising comebacks. We're tracking down every main cast member from the 1990 blockbuster, showing you exactly how they looked then and revealing where they are now. The final story is the one that will change how you watch the film forever. Let's go. Number 1. Macaulay Culkin as Kevin McCallister. Then, in 1990, Macaulay Culkin was the most famous child actor in the world. At 10 years old, his performance as Kevin McCallister, the resourceful, scheming, ultimately lonely kid left behind by his family, was a revelation. He carried the film with a perfect blend of mischievous charm, genuine fear, and surprising emotional depth. The "I'm not afraid anymore" moment in the basement is iconic. He was the face of a generation. Now, Culkin's post-Home Alone career is a story of extreme highs and profound lows. He followed with hits like My Girl and Richie Rich, but by his teens he was battling his parents for control of his fortune, leading to a highly publicized and draining emancipation lawsuit. He largely stepped away from acting in the late 90s, making only sporadic appearances. His adult life was marked by legal troubles, a highly publicized relationship with actress Rachel Miner, and a period of substance abuse. In recent years, however, he has staged a remarkable and thoughtful comeback. He's returned to acting with acclaimed roles in American Horror Story and the Changeland film. He's become a beloved social media presence, known for his dry wit and candidness about his difficult childhood. Now 43, he seems to have found a stable, creative peace, married to actress Brenda Song, with whom he has 2 children. His journey from the world's biggest kid star to a grounded, self-aware adult is one of Hollywood's most compelling second acts. Number 2. Joe Pesci as Harry. Then, Joe Pesci was already an established, intense character actor before Home Alone, but this film made him a household name. As Harry, the shorter, more volatile half of the Wet Bandits, he created one of cinema's great comedic villains. That shriek of "ah" when he steps on a Christmas ornament is pure, unadulterated comedic gold. He played Harry with a terrifying, unhinged edge that made the slapstick feel genuinely dangerous. Now, Pesci's career after Home Alone is the stuff of legend. Just 2 years later, he won an Academy Award for his devastating performance in Goodfellas. He became Martin Scorsese's go-to for volatile, explosive roles in films like Casino and The Irishman. He famously semi-retired from acting in the late 90s, only to return for Scorsese projects. Now 81, Pesci is a revered, reclusive figure. He rarely gives interviews and lives a very private life. He is not officially retired, but his appearances are exceedingly rare. His legacy is secure, one of the greatest character actors of his generation, who somehow found a way to be terrifying and hilarious in the same breath, often within the same scene. Number 3. Daniel Stern as Marv Merchants. Then as Marv, the taller, dumber, and slightly more pathetic half of the duo, Daniel Stern provided the perfect comic foil to Pesci's Harry. His physical comedy, the tarantula on the face, the slipping on the paint, was fearless and brilliant. Stern brought a goofy, endearing quality to Marv that made the audience laugh at him, not just with him. His chemistry with Pesci was instant and iconic. Now, Stern took a very different path than his co-star. After Home Alone and its sequel, he continued working steadily in film and TV, but never achieved Pesci's level of fame. He had a notable run on the sitcom Dinosaurs and appeared in shows like The Wonder Years. In the mid-90s, he largely left acting to focus on directing and, most prominently, his family's organic farm and food business in California. He has made a few cameo returns to the Home Alone universe, including a fun 2015 commercial. Now 66, he seems content with his quieter agrarian life. He represents the many talented actors who find profound success and satisfaction completely outside the Hollywood spotlight. Number 4. Catherine O'Hara as Kate McCallister. Then, as the frantic, overwhelmed, but deeply loving mother, Kate McCallister, Catherine O'Hara was already a beloved Second City and SCTV alum. She brought a relatable, chaotic warmth to the role. Her escalating panic as the family realizes Kevin is missing, culminating in her tearful, "I'm a terrible mother," is the film's emotional core. She made Kate funny, flawed, and utterly real. Now, Catherine O'Hara's career is a masterclass in longevity and late-blooming superstardom. After Home Alone, she worked consistently in film and TV but became a global icon only in her 60s. Her role as the matriarch Moira Rose on Schitt's Creek, 2015 to 2020, earned her a Golden Globe, multiple Emmys, and universal acclaim. She proved she was one of the greatest comedic actors of her generation. Now 70, she is at the absolute peak of her powers, a beloved cultural treasure. Her journey from the worried mom in a holiday comedy to a fashion-obsessed, linguistically inventive television legend is nothing short of spectacular. Number 5. John Hurt as Peter McCallister. Then John Hurt played the often oblivious, well-meaning father, Peter McCallister. He was the straight man to the chaos, the source of many of the film's funniest lines, "We're not leaving without Kevin." A respected dramatic actor, The Big Chill, Cutter's Way, he brought a grounded, everyman quality to the role that made the family's dysfunction feel authentic. Now, John Hurt's story is one of the most tragic on this list. After Home Alone, he continued a steady career in film and TV, with notable roles in The Sopranos and Game of Thrones. However, he struggled with alcoholism and depression for much of his adult life. On July 21, 2017, he was found dead in a hotel room in Palo Alto, California, at age 71. The cause was cardiac arrest, complicated by a stroke and his long-standing health issues. His passing was a quiet shock to the industry, a talented, kind man who battled his demons privately. His legacy is that of a superb character actor whose final years were marked by isolation and loss. Number 6. Devin Rattray as Buzz McCallister. Then, as the cruel, taunting older brother Buzz, Devin Rattray was perfect. He wasn't a cartoon bully, he was a genuinely mean, insecure teenager whose torment of Kevin felt viscerally real. His menacing, "I'm gonna tell Mom," and the infamous, "Keep the change, you filthy animal," are etched into pop culture. Now, Rattray took a long, winding road. After Home Alone, he acted in small roles here and there, but largely stepped back from the spotlight. He worked various blue-collar jobs, including as a mover and a construction worker, for many years. In the 2000s, he began a quiet comeback, appearing in indie films and TV shows like Better Call Saul and Blue Ruin. He also reprised Buzz in the Disney Plus series Home Sweet Home Alone in 2021. Now 47, he represents the "where are they now" actor who found a way back to the craft on his own terms, without the crushing pressure of early fame. His story is one of resilience and a slow, steady return. Number 7. Roberts Blossom as Old Man Marley. Then, Roberts Blossom gave one of the film's most beautiful, haunting performances as the reclusive, rumored to be a monster, Old Man Marley. With minimal dialogue, he conveyed a lifetime of regret and loneliness. His final scene, reuniting with his son at the church, then sharing a silent, understanding look with Kevin, is the film's emotional climax. It's a performance of immense depth and kindness. Now, Roberts Blossom's story is perhaps the saddest. A respected stage and character actor, he was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He gave a transcendent performance in Home Alone. He largely retired from acting after the film, living a quiet life in California. He died on July 8, 2011 at the age of 87. What makes his passing especially poignant is the profound loneliness he reportedly experienced in his final years. Despite playing a man who finds redemption and connection, Blossom himself was said to have been isolated, with few visitors. His death was a quiet, private affair. His performance as Marley remains a masterclass in saying everything with nothing, a beautiful, bittersweet final cinematic gift. So that's the cast of Home Alone. From global superstardom to quiet retirement, from Oscar wins to tragic, lonely endings. The film that brings us laughter and warmth every Christmas was a hinge point in all their lives, a moment of magic that led to wildly different, often difficult journeys. The McCallister family was scattered by time, just like our own families. Which story surprised you the most? Which actor's path did you find most compelling? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep the change, you filthy animal.